Google's adding a new feature to Google Docs. It's being able to put your own custom text watermarks into a Google document. So in the next 2 weeks, you should see this feature start to roll out. What you do is you go up to Insert and then down to Watermark, and then it'll pull up a thing where you can hit the text tab instead of image, type in your text, size it automatically, and drop it into your document. It's really that easy. In fact, Google even flags it with the new button whenever there's a new feature in Google Docs for you. All right, just wanted to show you another new feature. This one is a Google Classroom feature. You always had the option of, when making a new assignment, of checking the plagiarism box down here, which Google calls an Originality report, for any Google Doc type of assignment that you are creating. You can now, however, do that for a Google slideshow. So it'll give you an Originality report and look through the slideshow to see what content was plagiarized and what content was original. So once you've done that assignment, I'm going to pop over here to my student view, and then I'm going to go into Classroom, and there's that assignment. I'm going to click Add or Create. In this case, I'm going to add an existing slideshow that I found on the internet. We'll see what percentage of it is plagiarized. All right. Now, before the student submits it and turns it in, they can run the Originality report themselves. Okay. So it's creating the report. Once it's done, we can view it, and then we can decide whether we're going to turn in this assignment or not. All right, so it does take several minutes for your Originality report to be generated. Once it's there, you can click this little link here. It'll take you to a new tab, leaving your stuff open in the previous tab, and it'll show you that there's 24 flagged passages, and as a percentage of the content in this presentation, 17% of it was flagged. Okay, you can come down here and you can see that there are paragraphs that were pulled from websites, in this case a middle school, which is where I got this presentation from. And then as we click this arrow here, it will go to the next passage, and it gives you links to where it finds that content. And you can decide whether the passage you put in is a close enough match to the passage that was out there on the internet to decide whether you have to give credit for it or not. And then, of course, you have the link to the site here, so you can build your citation if you need to. So as a student, the idea is you run the Originality report to see what content is being flagged so that you can change it before you submit that to your teacher. So you can now do Originality reports on Google Docs and Google Slideshows.
I was invited into 6th grade social studies in Acadia last week. So that's what I'm going to share in my what we learned this week, because the lesson was outstanding. It was a unit on Egypt by Lori Koopman and Jen Rosny. And I love how they started the unit with a hook. They made their own video to kind of give the students a mission, a task to accomplish. And in the video, they made a main character of their assistant principal. But the whole unit was built in Google Slides, and it's actually an ancient Egypt museum. So they took all of the titles that they wanted the students to learn about ancient Egypt, and made rooms in the museum for them. So once students entered the rooms, there was like a task list of things that were the minimum expectation that they did. So if you can see, this has 3 things that the students have to do. And as I hover my mouse over the Google slide, there are a lot of hyperlinks in here. So it's definitely like an escape room, digital escape room feel where students really have to find the video, the web quest, and the form. But I like that there's more than those three things too. Um, Such a great way to scaffold the activity for students who might finish early or need some additional enrichment. And then once they were done with the basic requirements and had earned a 75 or higher, they received a gem and they were able to go back to another room and complete again the second list of things to do. I really loved Lori's lesson. She talked for probably 10 minutes, setting the stage for this, and then let the students work and explore for the rest of the time. And it was a real treat to be in our classroom too, because she got the new Future Ready grant furniture and it looked great. Jen and Lori, great job on this lesson. If you liked what you saw in their lesson and wanted help to try to set something up for your classroom that would be similar, just let us know. We're here to help.